How does it feel for me? Sophia, November 2022, Part 1. What support do you currently get from Emerge?
So currently at Emerge, I see my care coordinator. I see her every week. I see my occupational therapist, and I see a youth worker. And I guess the purpose of this is to figure out what I need. I mean, with my care coordinator, it's more like just checking in and seeing what's going on. And also, I feel like she's known me the longest, so it's good for her to keep speaking to me or keep finding out what's going on, because I've still not really been able to trust the other two yet. So I see the OT once a week. I think the main thing that we're working on is like me knowing what emotion I'm feeling at that point in time. The youth worker, I mean, that's the one I've worked the least amount of time with. We usually meet in a cafe across the road from my house. But mainly, like, we're just like figuring out what she's just at the minute. It's more like getting to know me. Do you know what I mean?
What do you like about your care coordinator?
I don't know. She's just a nice person. You know what I mean? Like, when she talks to me, I don't feel like she's talking down to me like I'm a child. And she's really good at telling when I'm lying to her or when I'm giving her like half the truth. So I like that she's quite blunt with me. I do better when people are blunt. And I find it really patronising when people just talk to you like, that's I'm really sorry about that. I think the thing that works the best is that she understands how to talk to me and get the best out of me. I feel like she's worked hard to build that rapport with me. And like, even when I've had a really grumpy day, or if I'm like really, really sad, she still tries to make me like smile. I have snapped at her a couple times, and then she's been good at like putting a boundary in place, or like just trying to figure out that it's not coming from necessarily a vindictive place. It's just because I'm not having a good day or whatever. It's not. Sometimes when that happens, it's because there's more going on under the surface than just what the problem looks like.
How is the communication between your care coordinator, the youth worker and the occupational therapist?
They all kind of seem to communicate, so I haven't really got to say the same thing twice too much, which I think is a good thing, because saying the same thing 3 times a week is just really, really irritating. And also, especially if the thing you need to say is difficult, you don't want to have that difficult conversation 3 times. Yeah. And also, like, I think it just makes the care feel a bit more joined up. For example, if I saw the care coordinator on the Monday and that went terrible, and then I have the OT a couple of days later, the OT will also then know how to work with me, because she'll spoken to the care coordinator, and then she might change her plan of what she was going to do something else.
Can you give an example of when this team approach has worked well?
I had a review deadline the other day, and my care coordinator was off sick, so the OT rang instead and put forward my case. The OT was able to give them more context of like how those diagnoses actually impact my day-to-day life and impact people around me as well, because obviously with housemates and stuff, it's not really ideal if the police are barging in trying to like look for me because I've gone missing or whatever.
What one thing did you really value about your care this month?
Well, this month I've had like about 10 gazillion flashbacks. It's been horrendous. So yeah, just having like the Emerge team be there for me in those times, because they're quite good at calming me down.
If you could change one thing to make your experience better, what would it be?
So the one thing that I would really like to see improved in services, not Emerge, but all the other services, is the way that people with personality disorder or complex trauma, or whatever you want to put a fancy title on it, are treated in the system. So just treating people with like dignity and respect, and actually like they're worth treating, because most of the time we're written off and we need people to fight for us, and nobody is.